But Jeff?
Just, I know everybody's heard some of this information, but we should not lose sight of the fact that our current jail is on its last legs.
In terrible shape.
It's falling apart.
Yeah.
You know, our facilities people do a great job, but when you've only got so much to work with, and for the reasons that the administration has explained, I know a number of times, for nobody's fault in this room, there's issues with that structure that are not safe for our employees, and they're not safe for the inmates, and it's not safe for the community. So you've got a facility there that is just, it's not gonna last much longer.
I've got a cell down right now. I
So-
had 4 of my maximum security cells down for 3 days last week.
We-
They were able to get them together, but they had to get the parts from Radio Shack.
We probably get across my desk or from Wendy or across the sheriff's desk probably once or twice a week some issue that either relates to, you know, the integrity of the facility, things breaking, windows being broken out by the inmates due to them being able to pull things apart because the facility's degrading, it's deteriorating. It only has a certain lifespan, and unfortunately, it's at the end of that lifespan.
What happens, we're getting way off. Let's go with Tony first.
I had a couple questions. First, just to clarify, so is the $70 a day or $68 a day, is that per inmate or is that per bed? Because
That's
if
per
you use
day. That it costs,
per bed,
It costs-
regardless of whether somebody's in it or not.
well, we always have people in it. How you
Okay.
calculate it is you should take our total budget and you divide it by what's called bed days. That's a body in a bed for 365 days. And it's a calculation, if you want, we can walk through
okay.
more numbers. but-
I got that. And
Okay.
So if because Dewey, you said the budget's approximately 13 million, and so that'd be over $70 a day, but that would assume that every single day of the year we're at absolute capacity.
And we are close to being.
So
at
we're close to that.
level.
So my question then is
And can I just mention, hold
yes.
the question. Can I just indicate that, you know, we have fixed costs, and with the exception of most of the costs, maybe the food, exception of the food. I mean, if we didn't have any prisoners there, we still have the staff, we still have the heat, we still have a lot of other issues, you know, all the other issues that would be associated with just trying to maintain it. So
Yeah, oh yeah.
we're on the hook for it.
Totally understand, yeah,
Okay.
totally understand. And my question is, have we explored, has the county ever explored privatization of the
Yes.
facilities?
Yes.
I mean, I know there's 3 major companies that do it, there's a lot others that do it, but 3 majors that do that, and I've read the pros and the cons, and, you know, that could be debated, but there are communities that have done that successfully. I'm just wondering if we've explored that at all.
Well, we did 8 or 9 years ago, before we jumped into this, and actually had some conversations with private firms. But I think, my memory is starting to lose. We have some legal issues about
It's
just
against the
trying to
law in
do
the state of Washington.
Yeah, the state of Washington.
You can't have private corrections, number one. But number two, so what we've done is, within the Corrections Bureau, within the Sheriff's Office, is we've worked to outsource those things which are not the core functions of corrections. We have outsourced medical, we have outsourced food service, we've outsourced programs. Basically, you're paying corrections deputies as county employees to do those things which are the core functions of care and custody, to provide supervision, booking, releasing. But so what we are, I mean, this jail functions as a private-public partnership. So because what we did was we outsourced have been outsourcing a lot of those ancillaries, although critical. I mean, we have to feed inmates and you have to take care of the medical care. So we went out starting, before I was chief, so probably back when I was a lieutenant, we started looking at different entities to be able to outsource that, to try and leverage and stretch those dollars as much as we can. And it's a much more cost-effective way of
That's what we're
doing
going to
it.
do in the last 10 years, is
1995.
basically trying to privatize all the things that are appropriate to privatize in a jail environment. The security issues and the responsibility of a government to really physically hold somebody needs to rest with not a private person, but with a public person. And that's one of the issues that Wendy was indicating as a state function.
I have a recollection that Cowlitz County challenged the state on that, and they lost.
Well, the other issue that rears its ugly head is that for those entities that have privatized, which are generally the prisons, not as much the jails, but that have privatized the prisons, is although the state will abdicate the authority and the ability to run that to a private organization, when there's a problem, the state still is held liable for it. So it means they have no control over the environment or the activities, but they are legally liable for what occurs there. And unfortunately, there have been cases that states and municipalities, cities, have taken huge hits because of occurrences that have happened within corrections facilities. And so that's also part of the concern, what my concern would be. But
Yeah, and I think there's a number of other on the con side, but there's a lot on the pro side as well that you can bounce. And